Hi, I'm IfDots, and I just got a lot of VSTs for Black Friday and around November. So I figured that I would do some reviews of each VST and then also tell you why you probably shouldn't get any of them or any VSTs really. So let's talk about the VSTs first, because we love gas here on this channel, even though we tell people not to do it at all. So this is Hive. This is probably my favorite purchase that I made this Black Friday. I actually bought it before Black Friday, but that's okay. I got it discounted off of KnobCloud. It comes with a ton of presets. There's a ton of free patches on Yuhi's SynthLib as well. So like, look at all of these. And it has this weird wavetable thing that you can do. So if you look at the wavetables here, right? These can be either normal wavetables or they can be these UHMs, which are actually just scripts that write wavetables for you. So you can get this FM stuff, but it's also cleaner than normal FM because it's like a literally mathematically perfect wavetable made off of a script. I find the sound of Hive 2 really good, and all of the presets I've gotten have been pretty great, so I've had no problems with it. I've really enjoyed using it. I've used it for most of the sounds I've made in any songs in the last 2 months, and people seem to like it, so yeah, that's Hive. Let's go to Bazille. I bought Bazille for fun. I'm not planning to use this for most songs, but I bought it and the cookbook, and I'm planning to figure out how to like patch it, make some cool stuff. I have Yuhi Ace already, and I was really getting bothered by the lack of LFOs. So you've got 2 LFOs, but you've got 4 envelopes and more oscillators here. So I think that it's going to be really cool, just figuring out how to program it. I don't think I would recommend Bazille as like a bread and butter synth, but it's a really cool and interesting synth if that's something that you're looking for. I haven't used it much yet, of course. I did a video about this one. This is Notes by Future Audio Workshop. I've really enjoyed this so far. You get basically a bunch of sounds and a bunch of chords. So every time you press a chord here, it'll play just the chord for you. So it's sort of like a chord machine combined to a sampler, but the sampler is pretty nice actually, like it sounds pretty good. Eventually this is going to have MIDI out, but it doesn't yet. But I've really enjoyed it anyways. It's $40, your mileage may vary. It's not really on sale now, but I did buy it, so I figured I'd put it in this. I don't really have anything to show with this, but I bought Synthesizer V2 Pro, which is basically Vocaloid software. I've wanted to get it for a while and it was on my list, so I bought it. It's really nice because I make vocal forward pop, or at least that's what I want to make, and sometimes you just don't feel like your singing is good, so then you can make a robot sing for you. So that's the whole goal. I haven't used it much yet, but I'm excited to in the future. I also bought the Learn bundle. So here's Learn EQ. The others look basically just like this. You can see it's an EQ, but it's simple. If you press this button here, it'll record stuff if there's music playing. I don't have any music here, so there's no signal, but when you select like drums or bass, it'll change how this is laid out. So there's like boom, warmth, snarl, slap, and you can move this up and down. But you can only do that after you record some of your track in. I found the GUI of this really nice, and all of the Learn products, honestly. No regrets. I'll keep using it though, and we'll see what happens in the future. I bought 2 of AberrantDSP's products. I bought Cataclysm because it just seemed really fun, and I bought Lair because I wanted to buy this last year and then I forgot. Out of the 2, I actually think Lair's cooler, but they're both really cool. Cataclysm has this cool looper, so if you're just like playing around in your DAW, you can just make a loop and you can play it around repeatedly and degrade the loop, and it's just really cool. I don't think any of AberrantDSP's plugins are required or anything, but they're all really fun. So if you're looking for something that's fun, that has a lot of different options, that just looks inspiring, I think Cataclysm's a good call. And Lair. And also the rest of their stuff. I have basically all of their things. So that's all of the plugins I bought this year. But let's talk about why it doesn't really make sense to buy most of these if you have any money problems. you already have stuff that will do everything that I showed pretty much. You have Hive, right? And Hive's a wavetable synth. In Ableton, there's a wavetable synth. It even has more wavetables, and you can add user wavetables. So like, what do you need Hive for? For Bazille, it makes FM stuff, and you can just use operator, which is a really powerful synth actually. For notes, you have expressive chords, and you can just use a piano from Ableton's library. It works really great. For the Sonible Learn series, you have all of Ableton's built-in stuff. You have a EQ, you have a compressor, you have a reverb, you have a limiter. The only thing you don't have is the unmasker. You don't need an unmasker in general, although it is fun and easy. For AberrantDSP, all of these things are fun, but like, you have an analog tape emulator in Ableton, you have this strange Echo IR, right? You can basically do everything you need to do with the presets in your DAW already. I use Ableton Suite, but Bitwig also has this stuff, right? I will say, you may have noticed I skipped Synth V. You can't really do that in Ableton. You can do that in Cubase, but like, how necessary is it to emulate vocals, right? That's definitely a nice to have. The way that I approach VSTs is that I think, do I have this? Will I use the new thing? What is different about the new thing? And does it give me joy? Those are kind of my 4 things, right? So like, for Hive, I was like, I really like UHE. I know I'll be able to use it in Linux at least. And it just looks really fun. So I think it'll bring me joy, and it super has. For notes, I was just like, I want something like this. This reminds me of the Orchid. I've made my own Max for Live patch that actually works with notes, and it's really cool. And I figured I'd try it out, and no regret. For the Learn bundle, I've used Ozone a bunch, and I was just like, I want to be able to make more educated decisions when I'm doing EQ. And this just seemed like a very straightforward way to do it, not just for EQ, but also for compression and everything else that that bundle does. And I've really enjoyed it so far. And for AberrantDSP, I just wanted something that was really fun. So I think if you buy something, you just have to keep in mind it needs to fulfill one of those 4 criteria. And you're not going to ever really need something if you have like an Ableton Suite equivalent DAW. And that's really the first thing you should get if you don't have it. So it's good to just be cognizant of that and make sure that you don't have a VST folder that's overflowing with things you never use. That's it. Happy music making.